Hey everyone, my name is Alyssa Hartzler, and the researcher I chose for our behaviorist biography was Joseph S. Lalli. Joseph S. Lalli was born in Philadelphia in 1952 and unfortunately passed away in 2001 at the young age of only 49. Lalli received his bachelor's degree in 1977 at West Chester University, his master's degree in 1985 at Millersville University, and finally his doctorate in 1990 at Lehigh University. In 1990, Lalli became a faculty member at the University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine. He worked there for 9 years, during which he published more than 100 papers. Throughout his time at the university, he was also the director of the biobehavioral unit at a children's hospital and served on the JABA Board of Editors as associate editor for 2 terms. Here is a list of the articles I chose to read on Lalli's work. Lalli's work involved interventions for children with developmental disabilities who displayed problem behaviors. The problem behaviors included aggressive and self-injurious behavior. His studies began with a functional analysis and then went on to an experimental analysis where interventions were implemented based on the data collected from the functional analysis in an attempt to decrease the problem behavior. A functional analysis is the process in which specific scenarios are implemented involving different stimuli in order to identify why the problem behavior is continuing to occur. This is known as the function of the behavior. Attention, access to materials or activities, escape, and avoidance are examples of what could be the function or the reinforcer that is maintaining the problem behavior. Once Lalli and his staff identified the function of the problem behaviors, they were then able to implement different interventions in order to decrease the problem behaviors, and a treatment plan could then be put into place. The interventions that Lalli typically used in the literature I read included non-contingent reinforcement and/or extinction. 3 out of the 5 articles included the combination of non-contingent reinforcement and extinction. However, the other 2 either used only extinction or only non-contingent reinforcement. Non-contingent reinforcement involves giving an individual access to the reinforcer that was identified during the functional analysis on a fixed time schedule. For example, if the results showed that escape was maintaining the problem behavior in a situation, implementing non-contingent reinforcement could involve giving that child a break every 10 minutes. The reinforcer, which was access to a break in this example, is not associated with the child's behavior in non-contingent reinforcement. And extinction is simply removing the reinforcer that was previously maintaining the problem behavior. So an example of using non-contingent reinforcement with extinction from Lalli's article, Assessment of Stimulus Generalization Gradients in the Treatment of Self-Injurious Behavior, involved providing a child whose problem behavior was reinforced with attention, physical contact from an adult on a fixed time schedule, and no attention was given within 10 seconds of the self-injurious behavior. By using non-contingent reinforcement on a fixed time schedule, independent of the child's behavior and extinction, the child no longer associated their problem behavior with the reinforcer. Therefore, because the behavior was no longer being reinforced, so the behavior decreased. This was the common theme throughout Lalli's literature. When the reinforcer was no longer associated with the problem behavior, the rate of behavior decreased significantly. Here are the questions I chose for my mock interview. 1. How did you get into the field of ABA? What inspired you to follow that path? Was there a specific age group you enjoyed working with most? and why? What other intervention strategies did you find successful with decreasing aggressive and/or self-interest behavior? Or would you say non-contingent reinforcement and extinction were the most successful in your experience? What would you give? What advice would you give a special educator on how to express to members of their team the importance of conducting an FBA when problem behaviors occur? In the school setting, there's a lot of pushback when it comes to requesting an FBA and a behavior intervention plan. Lalli's work proves how effective non-contingent reinforcement and extinction can be when implemented correctly, and how important a functional analysis is in the process of developing a behavior intervention plan. His work helped many individuals with disabilities and their families. It explains the step-by-step process involved in decreasing problem behaviors in specific studies. His research not only helps people learn about applied behavior analysis, but it proves how successful it can be. Here is the list of resources used to create this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.